Hello my friends on YouTube. I'm sorry about the delay. Today I'm going to speak about um, how to stop Islam. And the reason I chose this subject because a person by name Mark Kinney asked this question. Actually it sounds very simple, but it's a very complicated subject because Islam did not start uh, yesterday. It didn't take a couple of days to develop. Islam took a long time to develop without anybody paying attention to its development until it became a full-grown cancer. Now, uh, this brings me to President Reagan when he said about communism, the Soviet Union, the evil empire, and his plan when he took office was to stop that evil empire. And he took certain steps, and these steps were to build the American military first, and then he started to speak after that with authority with the Soviet bloc, primarily with Mikhail Gorbachev at this time. When he built the military, after that, he waged economic war on the Soviet Union. And I see that Trump is doing the very same thing. First, even though despite that the American debt is $23 trillion, which is very high, he's paying attention first to building the American military because China is playing games. So the very best thing from history is to have a superior military. When you have a superior military, nobody wants to mess with you. Okay? So I see him doing that first. And then he started the economic war on China and on Iran and the Muslim countries. Especially those Malaysia, Indonesia, these really, you cannot consider them Islamic countries. These are far away east, and they are not, how do you say, they are not like the Muslim in North Africa. These fundamentalists, they are not so crazy like that, except probably for Abu Sayyaf in Mindanao, Philippines. Now, that's President Trump. He's doing his job. But it doesn't have to be only President Trump. All of us have a responsibility because it is better to die standing than living on your knees. Basically, communism, it will enslave people, and you will have no freedom. People did not have any freedom other than they can choose to go to the bathroom in the morning or in the afternoon. Other than that, really everything was controlled. Now, Islam is worse than that. Islam, whatever the caliphate, the top guy, says is the law. If he tells you to stand on your head, you ought to stand on your head or you will be killed. Okay? He is the manifestation of God on earth. So you have no saying. That's why I'm taking a risk by doing what I'm doing and saying what I'm saying. Okay? I don't want to appear a hero or anything like that, but Islam is dangerous and I don't want it to spread. Therefore, I prefer to fight, and even if I get killed on the way, it is better than living like a slave under the system of Islam. Okay, uh, so whatever you can do, I mean, each one, the person who is asking, you know your capability. You could rally for, let's say, if you are from a country that doesn't allow people to carry arms, to carry guns, rally for Second Amendment. You can spread the news, go to churches, visit clubs and explain, meet people. Uh, I mean, you know your situation more than me, so you can choose certain area where you can be effective and teach people. If you cannot talk about Islam so much, there are many materials on YouTube that you can put few videos together and make your comments. You don't have to create a new video. You can show a video and tell the people, gather, even if you can gather 2-3 people from your family or from friends or your co-workers, have a barbecue party and speak about the subject. There are so many things we can do, and you do what you can. That's it. I mean, why I don't have a studio and proper light and cameras and sound system and all that? Because I can't. I do what I can. Okay, so it's the same for you. Now, there are a few things happened that are very interesting, so we're going to talk about them quickly. Saudi Arabia give permission to women to travel overseas without a male guardian. We know that in Islamic tradition, a woman cannot even go to the supermarket without a male guardian with her, an adult male guardian with her, as if people are going to rape her in the supermarket, or she's going to find the nice looking guy and she's going to strip naked in the supermarket, whatever, I don't know. Weird. What Muhammad left for the Muslim is weird stuff. Anyway, so when you read that, any person from the West or East will say, what is the big deal about that? It's a big deal when you read the next day BBC Arabic. Saudi Arabia pays millions of dollars to polish to a company uh, uh, like advertising company to polish the image of the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. They should pay some money also to polish the image of Muhammad and the atrocity that he had committed. He killed way more people than the crown prince. The crown prince only killed the journalist Khashoggi, whereas Muhammad, the founder of Islam, killed way many people, especially the Jews. He murdered so many Jewish people. Now, that company, I wasn't there, but I'm very, very sure that that's what they had done. They told him, Mr. Ben Salman, you need to do something with your people to calm them down, because the pressure is building and it's about to explode, and you will be out on the street, jobless, princeless. So he decided, okay, what do I do? Okay, let them can travel by themselves. He agreed. So that is interesting for a polishing of his image. Let's see how long it will last. I really don't think it will last long. Saudi Arabia is in a very dangerous position. We'll see. Wait. The pot will explode soon. Now, for those who ask what to do, there is also one lady from Tunisia. Whoever knows French can. I'm going to put that in the description box. Her name is Hala Wardi. She's from Tunisia. She speaks French, and she wrote a book, The Last Days of Muhammad. Muhammad's last days. She dissect Muhammad that these. She's not a prophetess, no, but if you study history, you can see the signs that these are his last days. Okay? I know so many Muslims get upset and they think I'm crazy, and they tell you Islam is doing fine, it's the most growing religion. Okay, let it go. You know, cancer also grows so fast, and when it grows very fast like that, I don't need to tell you what happens. So she's doing something. Salman Rushdie, this he started in my opinion he was the first person who started the book he wrote, Satanic Verses, in 1988. And this time Khomeini, Ayatollah Khomeini, the guy who kicked the Shah of Iran out and started the Persian Revolution in Iran, he put $25 million on his head. Whoever kills Salman Rushdie, the one who wrote Satanic Verses, will get $25 million, and Salman Rushdie was hiding for about 25 years. But now, with the event of the internet, so many people, like this lady Hala Wardi, she's a woman, and she wrote this is his last, Muhammad's last days practically, and there are many. And on YouTube, there are many people, academic people, really criticizing Quran and Muhammad in a very professional way. That the Muslim clerks, the Muslim leaders, the Muslim faculty in Egypt who run the Islamic schools cannot answer. So they are actually under attack from all directions now, and they cannot say much because they've been exposed. The internet really created a havoc on the Islamic world. They don't know how to combat that, and there is no turning back now. People already learned so much about what Islam is all about, so they've been exposed. Whatever you can do, do it. If you can talk to your people in your church, your synagogue, whatever, expose them more. Okay. So that's concerning Hala Wardi. There is something else. I don't read BBC to get the news really. I read to see what is happening. Okay. But you have to draw your own conclusion, because BBC, specifically BBC, it is known that it's the propaganda machine for the deep state in UK and worldwide. So just get the subject and try to read between the lines. This is a very interesting story. A woman, a Yazidi woman. These Yazidis are a race found in the region between Iraq and Syria. It's a religion, it's ethnicity, and you have to be in this religion, you have to be born in that religion. It's very much similar to Judaism. So two women gave their stories, and in the beginning you see what happened to the BBC Arabic. Are they becoming neutral? Uh, two women were had to choose between their child, who their children that they were born from rape by the Islamic soldiers, the Islamic from ISIS. These women were taken from their family, from their husbands mainly, and they were sold to the ISIS forces to have sex with, sex slaves. So some of them got pregnant. So one of them, she gave birth, and her baby stayed with her for 2 years, and she was caring for him. So as a heart of a mother, it is natural that she is attached to that baby, even though she was raped. Still, it's her baby, and she cannot let go easily of that child. Another woman had 2 children from that rape, and she said, they are still my children, and I love them. I cannot separate from them. And because these children cannot enter into the faith, the Yazidi faith, the leader, the religious leader, told them these children cannot be Yazidis, so they have to go and live with their father. But some, their fathers were killed in action. What to do? Give them to their relatives. These are not Yazidi blood. Let them go. So at the end, one of them, the one that her son was 2 years old, she said, I feel I was treated better with the Muslim. This is the injection from the BBC. The deep state and Islam are two faces to one coin. Okay? She was treated better in Islam. So Islam is so good, according to BBC Arabic. And the other one, they took her 2 kids from her, so she was saying, okay, you took my kids from me because they cannot become Yazidi. I will remain Muslim. It's better to be Muslim. So at the end, BBC, this really, I am with Donald Trump calling all these news media, especially the giant ones, are fake news. They are, I don't know if this is appropriate, but they are the whore of the deep state. They are willing to do anything for money. So that is interesting subject. The last thing, I don't know why it's happening, why it happened, but it did happen. The son of Osama bin Laden has been murdered, and a journalist asked President Trump about his killing. He said yes. The answer, yes, he was killed, but I cannot comment about the subject. That means there is something. CIA, American forces, somebody killed this guy. For me, I don't care really. He must have been. He's coming out of the same school his father was coming from, so he probably was supposed to follow in his father's footstep, Osama bin Laden. So if he was killed, too bad. But later on, things will develop more and we'll know why he was killed. But so far, nothing is clear. We welcome your questions, comments, and we thank you very much.